We saw 3 weeks ago the criminal investigation reopened under a new group, not a bunch of Clinton appointees and Clinton sycophants and minions and toadies and butt boys. So that's a new criminal investigation. Got almost no coverage, including here. Then another criminal investigation got announced a couple of weeks ago into Uranium One. New indictments of the very people connected to the Clintons and to the deal. They're now following down the FBI original investigation and the informants and the people that did a great job at the Bureau, who were stopped by Mueller and then Comey subsequently. That's all on record. So that's a second criminal investigation that's been opened. And then the other big one, they reopened the criminal investigation into the secret server. So you've got the secret server in the bathroom, you've got the money laundering in the foundation, paper play, and then you've got Uranium One. That's the trifecta. 3 criminal investigations of Hillary Rodham Clinton. Ladies and gentlemen, last night I saw reports on ZeroHedge.com and on DrudgeReport.com reporting that the FBI is investigating the Clinton Foundation and millions that was improperly handled out of just the Australian sector. Billions and billions was given. So I ferreted in to the information that had been released by the FBI, and it just hit me this morning. So we have an article that Dr. Jerome Corsi's written for Infowars.com. We have a tendency here in the real media to kind of downplay big things. But when they're big, you need to play them up because they're big. We saw 3 weeks ago the criminal investigation reopened under a new group, not a bunch of Clinton appointees and Clinton sycophants and minions and toadies and butt boys. Okay? So that's a new criminal investigation. Got almost no coverage, including here. We mentioned it, talked about it, boom, moved on. Then another criminal investigation got announced a couple of weeks ago into Uranium One. New indictments of the very people connected to the Clintons and to the deal. They're now following down the FBI original investigation and the informants and the people that did a great job at the Bureau, who were stopped by Mueller and then Comey subsequently. That's all on record. So that's a second criminal investigation that's been opened. New criminal investigation because the last 2 were spiked. And then the other big one, they reopened the criminal investigation into the secret server. The foundation, which is the money laundering, the secret service, that's the drop box, the secret server in her bathroom, the drop box, the database, her parallel government. She was co-president with Obama. The Democrats admit that. So you've got the secret server in the bathroom. You've got the money laundering in the foundation, paper play. And then you've got Uranium One. That's the trifecta. 3 criminal investigations of Hillary Rodham Clinton and William Jefferson Clinton. But he's only on the hook so far for the foundation. She's in there for Uranium One and the other. And he was involved in Uranium One as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, the story is on Infowars.com. It is extremely, 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 extremely important. And I hope that everybody gets it out. Now, again, we might even change this headline because it gets into criminal investigation open into the Clintons, paper play. And that's basically what all 3 of these get into, and they all intersect together. But the real headline here is 3 new criminal investigations have been opened into the Clintons' criminal activity and their crime syndicate. That's the takeaway. That's the news hiding in plain view that I guess mainstream media hadn't made a big deal about it, so even Infowars doesn't. Because a lot of times we kind of ourselves kind of toady along behind them, you know. Whatever their big story is, we kind of give our 2 cents on it or punditry. That's not what made Infowars great. That's not what made us change the world. It's not what made you change the world. It's going out and doing original reporting, or a government document gets released by the Pentagon admitting Obama's plans to put Americans in FEMA camps. Well, a lot of folks didn't cover it because it sounded crazy, but it was real. We broke it. They had to admit it was real. But no one wanted to touch it because it sounded so crazy. Well, if what the enemy's doing is crazy, if what the globalist is doing is crazy, then we have to report it whether or not the media attacks us, because it's our job when we learned in 2006 that Samsung and Google and all these platforms were using hidden cameras and microphones, both hidden and in plain view, to watch and listen to you, and that they were selling the data. So what if we got attacked for being crazy to push that out there first? Now it's ubiquitous. They admitted, and they were doing it back then, just like we told you, because we had their internal engineering documents. And then later, their own internal, but not secret, investor shareholder reports. Shareholders, we're doing quite good in 2006. We're patented and we're rolling out system-wide with people that have Google enabled on their dashboards, and we're watching and listening to them and selling the data to third parties. Plain black and white. They didn't deny it. So I'm going to explain to the Washington Times. It has an article out almost every 2 days attacking yours truly, and I think they do a lot of good work, but they've got some people embedded in there that are bad news, going, a lot of establishment Republicans and people, and don't want to be on the fringe like InfoWars or Breitbart or whatever, but Breitbart's trying to be more establishment. We don't want to be establishment. That means we repeat old news, watered down off teleprompters. That's not what we do here. You don't change the world chasing somebody else's story. You change the world like Matt Drudge did, getting the intel. Mainstream media had it. They didn't want to run with it. He put it out, so they were forced to report it. And that's really what InfoWars' main job is. You don't think the Secret Service hadn't gone to the Wall Street Journal and hadn't gone to others and said Hillary's having convulsions every 45 minutes and has a black ambulance. They all went to the media. None of them would touch it. So they came to us and said, just follow her around. She's got a medical tent. She's falling down every 45 minutes. We don't know what it is. We're not giving you medical information, but we don't know. I know through our sources his brain tumor was removed back in 2013. Took her over a year to recover. And she's got serious brain tumors, okay? But, again, we went out, we caught her, Millie Weaver and Gavin Wentz caught her collapsing in a tent, but didn't get it on video. She was inside the tent for an hour. Emergency stretchers going in. But, hey, a week later, on September 11th, she fell like a ton of bricks, symbolically. Because they helped protect and shield al-Qaeda and a lot more. And the media cut it off when she fell down and said she only stumbled and that we lied. But it didn't matter. You could go see it for yourself as well. So it's our job really to keep clips like this in the future where they try to remove them off the web and say, no, here it is, and re-upload it. That's your job. It's my job. It's our job to go, no, you said Obamacare would be free. Here's where you said it. Or you said the doctor, you can keep it. It's our job at every level to just document reality, put it out there many times without even editorializing on it, so that reality can stand there in the annals. We are here to keep libraries of information. We are here to keep it on hard drives. We are here because they want the World Wide Web to be nothing but a giant grid. They want the World Wide Web to be nothing but a huge cloud where they all have your data so they can go in and erase whatever they want en masse. Google can hit one button, and in a matter of minutes, every Alex Jones video with my voice print on the internet would be removed, or they can even just block out what I've said in a matter of minutes. They can hit one button, and everything I've ever done on Google's erased. Everything. That's the control they've got. And they're now launching the algorithms, and they can do it to me, they can do it to you. So we're in a real war here. They're trying to make us obsolete. They're trying to make us totally domesticated. And that's why knowing how to farm and knowing how to garden and knowing how to machine shop and knowing how to gunsmith and knowing how to skin a buck and run a trot line and knowing how to be a good person and knowing how to work hard and knowing how to communicate and knowing how to have community. That's the secret, is the resurgence of a world based on building a good future for humanity, not one where the globalists have decided we're a fungus that has to be removed so they can have more parkland for themselves. Because that decision's been made, and Elon Musk and many others are now warning you exactly as I told you. And they're now being attacked. Because if you aren't anti-human and you're just a sane person who doesn't want to kill everybody, you're the bad guys. So, when we come back, Trump did announce the awards. We've got them from his Twitter, the video. He didn't present it as video, but there's a video presentation. We're going to show on the other side and give out his awards. We're going to mesh that with our three, top awards for listeners that nominated things that matched up with Trump.
You know, someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
It's also what happens when you listen to the radio host, Alex Jones, who claims that 9/11 and the Oklahoma City bombings were inside jobs. I don't know what happens in somebody's mind or how dark their heart must be to say things like that.
The Russians ran an extensive information war campaign against my campaign to influence voters in the election. And then they began to weaponize them. And they began to have some of their allies within the internet world, like InfoWars, take out pieces and began to say the most outrageous, outlandish, absurd lies you can imagine.
But Trump doesn't challenge these lies. He actually went on Jones's show and said, "Your reputation is amazing. I will not let you down."
Waging war on corruption. It's Alex Jones coming to you live from the front lines of the InfoWar.
Introducing Cellforce by InfoWars Life. Cellforce focuses on mitochondria efficiency and protection. Mitochondria produce over 95% of your energy. They are your body's cellular engines. Cellforce helps promote your cellular energy production by supporting mitochondria, much like a cellular engine overhaul, because when your mitochondria don't run at 100% efficiency, then they start producing reactive oxygen species. Top scientists agree that aging is most likely caused by cellular damage, resulting from these reactive oxygen species. The antioxidants found in Cellforce are some of the most powerful available on the market. The stronger the antioxidant, the better its ability to scavenge for these reactive oxygen species and other free radicals. Boost, protect, and adapt with Cellforce from InfoWars Life. Head to InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139.